Remember when I talked about everything happens for a reason and you're always in the right place at the right time? Well, I feel like I got guided here today because last night I stayed with my family. This morning I rushed home. I overslept. But I don't freak out as much as I do when I oversleep. Usually I oversleep and it's like, oh shit, you know what? I fucked up, this is the end, whatever, like I'm gonna be late, there's gonna be a fight, blah, blah, blah. Well, now there's a train. But it's like, oh man, things aren't gonna work out in my favor. I change it. No, I woke up late for a reason. I'm always up on time. Why did I wake up late? Okay, it's guiding me somewhere. Something's gonna happen because everything works out in my favor. You can't fuck this up. Start trusting in your affirmations, not just vainly saying them. You're saying your affirmations as, okay, you know what? Everything works out in my favor. What does that mean? No matter what happens, everything's working out in my favor. So anyway, I go to the condo. What's at the condo? They tore up the whole fucking parking lot. I didn't know where to park. So I'm like, you know what? It's a nice day. I've been wanting to tan. I've been slacking on my tan. I've been slacking on my workouts a little bit and my cardio. So I'm going to go do some cardio after this. I'm going to get some sun now. What's up, Eric? How you doing, brother? And it's like, okay, so everything's working out in my favor. This is the park where I used to take SP when we first met. This is the park where like me and her have a lot of memories. And every time there's like a reset, I wind up here with her. So anyway, the universe guided me here today to do this. It's like, boom, I'm gonna knock out my sun tanning. I'm gonna go get some cardio in after this. Then I'm gonna run and go pick up my meal prep. And by the way, I mean, there's, well, we're here where we are. Me and SP are hanging out and all that shit. So hanging out and working things through. So they got dogs over there. So anyway, if you've been following the whole story of the channel, 3 weeks of really balsa. It took like a month to mentally re-straighten myself. I took a break from the channel. I saw some other people. I figured out what I wanted. Knowing your direct aim is the number one thing. So I knew my direct aim. Okay, I wanted SP back. 3 weeks of it. Within the first week, there was communication. Within 3 days, then I really focused when I saw the success story with my friend who manifested a place to live where he couldn't afford before within 3 days, and he was in disbelief of that. I remember the story of the Bible and all those manifesting teachers that are like, oh yeah, if you do it in it will happen in 3 days. Cool, it's gonna happen in 3 days. In 3 days, me and her were about to hang out, but on that Friday or Saturday, I started wavering and getting nervous and all that shit, and it didn't happen. Well, we just spent the night together the other night, and what was that, yesterday, Saturday into Sunday, and then I'm supposed to see her today. We were just talking about it a little while before I started live. We're talking about seeing each other today, if not this weekend. She wants to spend the weekend together, and it's now more conforming. Like, there was a lot of negative shit that happened on both of our ends in the time apart, but she's like, I couldn't stop thinking about you and this and that, and like, you know, I felt bad about how things went. I did miss you and blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, so everything I was affirming for, like I said, everything that happens in the background is revealed to us. I was trying to push for the answers too a little bit because I wanted to report back to the channel, but what I've learned is when you don't push for the answers, things get revealed. Anything you're pushing, it's weird. If you push, something has to pull. And that's kind of like the rule, I guess. If I'm pushing, this has got to pull. If I'm running, this has to chase, because you can't run after something. If you're chasing, they have to run. So if I'm chasing, naturally, they have to run. If I'm pushing, they have to fall back or go away, because that's just physics. And, you know, with manifesting, it's like everything you're trying to get, if you're doing that, I mean, logically, the universe is going to give you what you want. Chasing creates a runner. So let me see what everybody's saying right now. Good morning to you too, brother. Mitzi, how you doing? Glad to see you in here. I see we've been very active in the comments. I just went and checked all the comments last night and this morning. Recently started doing ask-formations. I feel like they're working, but they are, brother. I love the ask-formations. You know who taught me about ask-formations? Was Tone. Tone talked about them a long time ago. Like right now, they're like kind of like the bandwagon. Like everyone out there is talking about ask-formations. And I just talked to Tone last night, but I forgot to bring it up to him. That Tone was the one who kind of brought the ask-formations in. And I don't know, I don't want to take the credit away from him, but part of me wants to say, what's her name? Ava. Ava may have brought them up even before that, but Ava's been gone and Tone's still here, and I remember talking to Tone about them and remember Tone making a video on them. So I started playing around with them because there's this one chick, I don't know who she was, but her channel blew the fuck up when she talked about them. And I was like, huh. You know, she was using them to grow her channel, and then she was using them like to do that. So I started doing the ask affirmations. I went out gambling a little bit. It's like, why do I always win money? Why do I always win money? And didn't hit anything as big as I usually do, but I was not doing well gambling, and then I was not in peak. I was more leaning towards negative, not neutral or positive. So I was leaning more towards negative, and I don't want to get all vibrational and shit. But the ask affirmations kind of help turn my head around and focus on that. But yeah, ask affirmations are important. I want to do a whole video on them, but I want to wait a couple weeks, not just for the hype to die down, but like to pick goals, because obviously you have to know what you want before you even like try to manifest something. It's just like, if you kind of want something in this area, then you'll kind of get something in that area, but it's like, that's not what I wanted. Well, how do you know what you wanted, bro? Because you didn't fucking pick out the exact thing you want. Law of assumption says, I want this, I get this. Law of attraction says, I vibrate around here, so I vibrate and manifest what's in that realm. You know, we want something exactly. So the point is, I want to give it a couple weeks so I could experiment more, find some definite goals, and aim at those goals and shoot for them and ask affirmations about them, and boom, get that going. So, I think we could count this time. This was like the 3rd week of August, and then it's been like 7 weeks or something. So this time around 7 weeks, and I said, like, I had this previous assumption that every time me and SP broke up, it was going to take a lot longer. But another thing now I'm working on is more of the money. Like, I've been building self-concept and body and looks and stuff like that. And I've been getting a lot of compliments on that. I've been affirming for that. I've been like just working on my image and myself. And that's what I've been getting results with. And it's not even focused on SP as much. And that helps detach from SP. And then it's like, I'm focusing on money, and more money's been rolling in. And then I said, well, what else am I passionate about? What else do I love? It's this channel. So I've already played around with Discord a little bit. I haven't made one yet, but that's going to be this week. The merch stuff, like I said, when we see a mistake, let's not look at mistakes or a problem. Let's not look at problems and mistakes and fuck-ups as permanent fuck-ups and mistakes. Let's look at those as opportunities that we're being guided somewhere else. So, on the store that I use for the Mystic merch, it's not, what do you call it? It's a little bit harder to navigate. There hasn't been a ton of sales, and they're removing like the phone case, which mine is damaged now, so I should probably get it. Like, they're going to remove it from the store that I used from Printful, because I'm using Printful to do all of my manufacturing. So they're going to remove it. Then I heard about this thing called Spring Tea, so I'm looking into that to do the merch. This channel now is available for a membership, and it's going to make me do 2 lives a week, give access to a Discord, give you shout outs, stuff like that, and I'm organizing all that stuff. So it's like, these are things like 3D physical. The only 3D physical actions I need to take are stuff that is the gym, the diet, this channel, and going to my day job. Those are the only things I have to do. Just show up for those things, like put work into those things. But for SP, I show up when it's time to show up. For the money, it comes to me naturally. And everything else is just, you sit back and you let it come to you. Just let things go to you. And I want to see what everyone's been saying. Been having positive dreams of SP and seeing her name all around, feeling good. That's good. When you're having the dreams, and like, especially when it's a positive, when you focus and you like really lay into that positive dream, because if you have a nightmare and you keep laying into the nightmare and thinking about it, dreams are the same thing. I mean, your brain's registering them as memories, and the only way a memory can exist is in the present moment. So if you're taking that negative feeling or that positive feeling into the now, your brain's registering it as a memory. Time doesn't exist, and it's going to get into a deep thing. I kind of want to make a video on it, but like, there's not a physical timeline like this. Like, we're here now and there's stuff happening right now. I mean, all time is happening now, but since it's parallel and there's a whole bunch of different realities, just like in the future, we could choose all these different ones. That's why revision works. Like I said, I've never really tried it. It's been hard for me, but I go back here. Here's all the different options I have back here. Here's the one that happened. It's on the parallel with me. Boom, I like this one better. So I think about that. So if I ever got to remember the past or a dream or anything, I'm going back there. Go to the same thing with the future. Bang, you got all these different ones. Here's the worst outcome, best outcome, and everything in between. So you want to focus on the best and remember the best. So let's see what else we got. Me too, that's crazy. I mean, it is working. Working more on income, that's perfect. We want to get our money up. So that way we're prepared already for the life of our dreams. And when we're visualizing, visualize the best for SP and yourself. But what kind of life would you be having together? Like, just keep going all the way to the end. Oh, we're living in this type of house with this type of income, and how does it feel to be able to go on trips all year round? How does it feel to do this? And you're with your SP throughout the whole thing. And it's like, one might come in before the other. Maybe you hit the lottery tomorrow, but SP still hasn't conformed or showed up. Are you going to feel bad? No, you just won the motherfucking lottery. Enjoy yourself, do yourself. And then it's like, man, this is my party phase before SP comes back. And then the life we're going to live. And then you keep doing your sleep technique and affirmations for your SP. Let's see what else. SP has been in my dreams since I started going balls to the wall with exclamations. There you go. I've been scripting for them too. I actually kind of got back into scripting too, but not because I felt like I needed to do something. The first day I was just like, I felt very anxious and I started. Then it calmed me down. And like I said, I haven't done scripting in a long time. So what I did was I went back instead of, I went back to doing it just because it felt good. I liked telling a story and it kind of got me into writing and stuff again for my passion of writing. We getting it, Mitzi? Yes, you guys are. It's like, I mean, you guys are getting all the birds before land. That's everything that's happened with me. I had dreams about my SP, and then during the times, I had, this has been 7 weeks. I had a couple nightmares about things I didn't want to play out. But you guys saw me in a bad state. You saw me in a good state. You saw me, there was a way worse state you didn't see me in that when all this shit popped off. That, I mean, I'm going to bring that. I talked to her about this too. I was teaching about manifesting because she's going through some shit too. But there were scenarios that played out that I didn't want to play out, but they appeared in a dream, like a warning that if you keep focusing on this mental thing, it's almost like they could serve as a warning, a nightmare. And I kept focusing on it, and it became like a memory. Then you find out something you don't want to find out. So what do you do then? You could keep thinking about it. And how do I work through this? You're trying to therapy yourself out of it. Ignoring the stuff is the best way. But if you can't and it's still painful, what you do is you got to go through, think about, okay, how can I overcome this situation now? Do I really care about healing from it in the now present? If you have to, do it. I'm not telling you don't. But it's like, okay, what's the end result? Well, the end result is if I can live with whatever happened in this past and not use revision, and it's something I can't forget about, then okay, maybe let the situation go. I've had clients now, and I've also had the opportunities to let SP go and go on to someone who's better and you'll probably be happier with. For me, I didn't fully kill my ego, I guess, because I still want to return to SP despite all that stuff. But then it's like, do you lose ego or pride or whatever? At the end, I'm going to make a video on this too. Everything is your own personal happiness. Fuck what everyone else thinks. If it is your reality, even now, it's like sometimes there was a bar I wanted to go to last night, but I was by myself and there was a whole bunch of bikers there. And you guys know I ride the motorcycle. I felt I didn't fit in with that crowd, but I felt kind of weird going there. It's like, that's not very high self-concept of you, Nick. Walk in there. You want to play the slot machines and have a drink and walk around and talk to the biker women? Then go do it. Don't fucking worry about being oh, what will these people think? You want to make a video out in public with your shirt off. I was self-conscious, but you know what? Fuck it. I got led here because I saw myself. Maybe that's the reason the universe led me here, because I've ducked out of a couple things where I felt a little insecure and stayed away. So I felt maybe I got led here for that. The heart wants what the heart wants. Exactly. And that's your choice. No one's in it. Well, at least me or my friends who are coaches and the people and the Mystic Manifesting family, no one's going to shit on you for wanting what you want here. Because you have one life, and like they said, at the end of it, we're all going to take off these masks and bodies and costumes and go to the other side and realize, wow, that was a really good fucking play. Remember that time when SP walked away and SP will be like, oh my God, yeah, dude. Yeah, remember when we wrote that together before all this? So I started getting more into the deep stuff of oh, maybe you lay out a soul plan for your life before, and then manifesting exists as in a movie. Okay, the script is written and everyone gets the set, but then you see it playing out and it's like, this is fucking garbage. And I know this from making films and from acting in other people's films. You'll sit there and it's like, this is not playing out right. Cross that out, rewrite it on the spot. Maybe this will look better, maybe this. And then the whole time it's like, try that. No, it didn't work out. Okay, good. Let's try it again. And then you just keep revising something on the spot and changing it around. And I mean, I think acting and fitness, my two dreams that didn't really work out that led me here, that I still pursue now. And now my fitness is taking off and I'm making fitness content. And I've got people reaching out to me. Remember I said I wanted more people in the acting and comedy world reaching out to me for opportunities. And my brother, who I always wanted on board, who always didn't want anything to do with it, is coming back around to make videos with me. And so those two things are now working out again. So that's a little side note. But those are two great metaphors for life. Neville called it actor, writer, director, and producer of your own movie of life. Neville came from vaudeville. Vaudeville was like the original. They didn't have movie theaters back then. So like they were all actors, comedians, dancers, everything. Like they did all that shit. And at the end they were creators. So he was right about actor, writer, director, and producer of life. That's what you do. That's who you are. And then in fitness, there's so many great metaphors that you could translate into this. And it kind of goes, and you could, I'm sure with any realm of life you could tie it in, because everything is connected, which goes to not only is everyone as you pushed out, but everything is you pushed out. Like what led me here, the parking lot being under construction, that took a whole sequence of events for that stuff to line up and me to walk past the fucking signs about the construction all that time. How do I manifest a guy back who ghosted me? So this goes back into, I want to make a whole video on this too. Like, I mean, you guys have seen my story. You guys have seen throughout the channel how it's played out and gone through stuff. You guys have seen like that nothing is impossible with me. Whatever you believe about that person, okay, right now you have an assumption that they ghosted you because quite literally in your physical current reality, that person is not there and you can't contact them. What do you need to do? And this is what I didn't preach enough of in the beginning, and it's what I didn't do enough of for myself. Self-concept. And if you don't like that, say, well, I don't want to do self-concept. Can I manifest them without that? Yeah, you could. I did. And guess what? When I got her back, gone, because I didn't feel worthy of it when it came in. So your number one goal is focus on you. And I know it's going to sound a lot like a dating coach or whatever, but no, that's a real thing. That's why those dating coaches shit works, because when you break it down, they're teaching a manifesting process when they're going through, oh, self-love and ignore the person. Well, no, you're not really ignoring them. You're going through a situation right now. You don't have contact. You're ghosted. What is the ideal version of that person you want? You want them to not ghost you, right? So you need to start having inner conversations. What are your inner conversations? If they didn't ghost you, what would you be talking about? You'd be planning dates. Plan a date in your head with this person. Visualize that. And then maybe try out the ask formations we talked about, but it's a little bit more of an advanced method. So it's like a little bit more of an advanced method, I guess. But it's not really advanced, but if you're new to manifesting, it is. But if you never learned anything too, maybe it's not. I don't know. The point is, affirm that you're always in contact. But I like gratefulness too. Like I wake up in the morning, when I was in no contact, I would say, I'm so grateful that SP is in bed right next to me. I'm so grateful that we get to spend this day together. And we didn't live together or nothing. But then there was a period of time when she came back, she was at the house every day where I was at her house. We were waking up together throughout the day at work. I would have all these inner conversations with her when I was in no contact. We were having the inner conversations we were having when we were in no contact played out because the stuff I wanted to bitch about or complain about or hear about her saying or tell her about all the good news in my life, those bad situations that I wanted to complain about at work that I was telling her in my head, or those good things that were happening in my life, they all repeated themselves later on down the line. So I was able to tell them to her, not everything, but it could. It's funny how the universe works, because it will give you exactly what you want. And you have to have patience and persistence and not fear anything. If a third party arises and you know that you'll still love this person, if a third party arises and they choose that person over you and you feel that you could still love them after that, then you can forgive them for that. Okay, if you can, then you know that you truly love this person and you truly want this person. It's not about ego, and your ego's in check and you can live with that, right? So then why fear it? Why fear what's happening? And then you know you're going to persist and be patient and not going to stop living your own life in the meantime. Whatever comes up in your life, you're going to take all the good things that come into you in your life. As things go forward, everything's going to start falling in place. But it won't take this long always, but I can't tell you the time it's going to take. Someone from the channel has been with me from the beginning, finally got their SP. She's going to be telling the story soon. She started last August with us. But over the year, the way it played out was she had to do all this self-concept work and stuff like that. She was up and down and wavering, serving two gods, which is, like Neville said, the good and the bad, the old story and the new story. Can't serve two gods. She wound up getting her SP back, but I don't know exactly how long it took, but I know it was close to a year. But in the meantime, her finances went up. She got a better job. She wound up getting, what else? Oh, she said there was an apartment she couldn't get, and the apartment was, she said she applied for it 2 years ago, didn't have the money for it. But then all of a sudden, she gets the money for it. Like she was able to manifest a new job with opportunity to do it. And she's going to give me the whole story, but then her SP that she originally started the channel for, she gave up on and then went to another one. And to try to manifest, if I remember correctly, she was trying to manifest someone else because she believed it was more obtainable. But don't settle for less. Whatever you want, you go for that. Don't fucking pick anything less. It's like, oh, if I really want this, but I don't think I could get it, then your self-concept needs to be checked. You need to realize that you are the shit, you are the motherfucker, you're the actor, writer, director of your story of life, and things are going to work out in your favor. He watches my Insta stories, though. Now, right now, I talked about this the other day. Everything in the world has meaning, and there has no meaning. And the beauty to that is that you assign it the meaning. So, he watches your stories. What do you assume by that? The way you said it is you did the same thing as me. It's a technique I use, too. Well, she still watches all my stories. Okay. If she's watching all your stories, that's just an event happening in the universe. She's watching your stories. He's watching your stories. That's an event happening in the universe. What does it mean, though? It means whatever you assign it to mean. So I assigned it that she's obsessed with me. She's wondering what I'm doing. She's wondering if I'm with someone else. She's wondering this. She's wondering that. And for you, the way you phrase that, I'm assuming that you think maybe the same thing. And if you do, dwell in that state. Believe that. Focus on that, because then it is true. If you assign that to be the true meaning of it, then it is. If you assign it to be like, there's like another frame of thought, and it's a little bit harder for me to get into the negative way of thinking now, because the negative way of thinking on all this stuff will be like usually we're programmed to automatically jump in and think of that old story, right? Or think from that old story, which would be like, oh, they're just making sure that I moved on so that way they could keep moving on. That would be like a negative way of looking at it. But I would say only live from the positive way, which is everything works out in my favor. They're watching my story because they're obsessed with me and they miss me, and they're wondering, and the only reason they're not replying is they're wondering how to come back into contact with me. Whether the stuff is true or not, the more you self-persuade yourself that it's true, it will become true. And as fake as all this shit sounds, I would not put my face and eyes and all this stuff on here if I didn't experience it, I didn't live it, I didn't suffer, fail, and succeed at all this stuff for 2.5 years with the SP realm, 4 years of learning this whole process and knowing of the law for 10 years. I wouldn't be putting myself out here if I didn't believe this shit wholeheartedly. And, you know, like I said, everything's about integrity. For me, personally, my life is about integrity and honor and doing the right thing. So if like I said, I don't make too many videos on revision because I haven't tried it that much, and when I did, it was hard for me to impress my subconscious with it, and I didn't have a ton of like blatant, like big stories that were enough for me to be, I believe in it and I've seen it work for other people, but for me it's something hard to do, so I don't make too many videos on it. If it's a situation I've never been through or something I don't think I could work on or I'd have trouble working with you on, I don't take you as a client. I don't make, if I'm not in the right state of mind, I don't come on the channel because I don't want to bring anyone else down. So I know what it takes to, like I said, my manifestation and dream is to do this full time, to be online manifesting coach, making videos every day, coaching clients and stuff. But I also have to go off my honor, my principle, my integrity. If I'm not, I'm not going to do clickbait titles. I'm not going to talk about subjects that I know are popular if I've never done them. But I know the SP thing is popular, and, you know, it's a popular subject. And I've been experiencing it. And you guys have saw me from the time last August she came back all the way through our rocky relationship. And why? Serving 2 masters. And then putting fear. Another thing is fear and pressure. Don't put undue pressure and fear on yourself. It will lead to the negative outcomes. And I mean, it did with the channel. Not blaming the channel, but it's like I felt the need to be perfect when you don't have to be perfect. You have to show up for yourself and be perfect to you, not perfect for the world. Because if everyone is you pushed out and this is your reality, we're all here experiencing reality at the same time, but we're only giving ourselves the power, then we need to give ourselves the power and feel what's good for us. So sorry I got rambled off there. Thank you for the advice. I will apply this advice. Perfect. Glad to hear it. Well, thanks for stopping in. Well, I mean, I'm not getting off, but thanks for asking a question. Sometimes it's kind of hard to drive the chat at times. Now I see we're finally picking up some viewers and stuff. I wanted to do it on the computer so that way we could do TikTok on one phone and here on the other. Maybe later on tonight I'll do TikTok. But like I said, you know, now that me and SP are back in communication, I might be seeing her tonight. And, you know, but kind of disagreeing with my own advice, you know, self-prioritizing the channel first and everyone who's been here for me first. So I don't know what I'm fully going to do. I still have to get to the gym. I still have to go take an hour ride to go pick up my meals for the week. But I got extra meals, so I kind of do want to see SP so I could give her those so they don't go bad and it's not a waste of money. But Yeah. And what did you guys like? How about this too? This is something else I want you guys to do. Do something for yourself. Like I just mentioned it right now. Like I'm out here getting a suntan, and it wasn't even my plan. Like I wound up here because right place, right time. But you could also look at it wrong place. How the fuck did this happen? Why can't I do it the ideal way? I felt guided here because of the construction that I didn't expect and stuff. So getting a tan, going to get my little bit of a workout in here. Go pick up these meals, have a nice time driving, meditating, visualizing. Thinking of ideas for this channel, starting to set up the Discord later on tonight. I want to switch from maybe Printful to Teespring, and that way we can link it to the YouTube video, so it's a little bit easier if you guys want to get the journal or the notebook or whatever. And I have to see if this new website puts that out, so that way we could do the scripting and stuff like that together. Set up the Discord where we could share our updates live as they go. That will give us more success stories, a little bit easier than people having to find and do an email and stuff a little too professional with. I hope this finds you well. But it might be, I could also maybe set up like you could get sessions through there maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with ideas for the Discord, and then maybe got to find someone who will moderate it or something like that. But there's a lot more work. Like I've been putting work into the channel, but I've been putting a lot of good work into the channel. Or hard, not hard work. You don't have to work hard, but like a lot of real effort that I could be doing more. I guess that's the point. So that's something I want to go forward with. So rambled off, but this is the season for all of us to focus on self-concept, to build ourselves up, and to become the best versions of ourselves. What are your passions and goals? Put more effort into that than SP. If money is like, you put effort into money and all this stuff like that, and guess what? The less pressure and chasing you're doing on the SP, they'll come to you. The more you're elevating yourself and feeling that success in those other realms, you feel fucking magnetic, and then you almost forget about them. You kind of put them off and you forget about them. But what does that do? It attracts them in. That's why all that dating coach shit and bullshit works, because they get the people so distracted. Well, what are they doing? They detach. Detaching is a very powerful method, because and then you just want to make sure whenever this person pops up in your head, you have a loving, beautiful memory or thought of them. I'm trying to think of some other topics. There was one I briefly touched on that has been like a big theme. I do have a video to post today too, but I mean, it's been a big theme in the past 3, and I addressed it here too. It's the thing about everything having no meaning, but to that, you assigning the meaning to it, and that's something that I wanted to talk about, and I've been talking about it. So, the point of it is, if nothing has a meaning to it, you assign it the meaning. Focus on the best possible outcome. You assign everything a meaning. Because later on, a lot of times, sometimes you'll assign something a bad meaning and find out later on it's not really as bad as you thought. Almost like jump forward into the future. Can I live with whatever just happened? Okay, then why am I worried about it now? Let's get rid of fear and anxiety. I want to do a video on this too. Fear and anxiety is something that plagues a lot of us, and it fucks up manifestations, and it brings in opposites, and it brings in horrible situations, it brings in third parties, it brings in failures, it brings in loss of money, it brings in all kinds of bad shit with fear and anxiety. Someone who's had bad anxiety, panic attacks, and grew up in a very fearful environment, it's hard when all that stuff is ingrained in you, so you have to find tips and tricks and techniques. One of them is jump forward to the future, see where you want to be, and relax. Another thing is knowing that, hey, I've overcome everything else so far. Nothing's killed me yet. And this isn't what's going to stop me. And changing your whole thought process on there's nothing to fear. If there's infinite futures, why am I focusing on the worst possible one? If there's infinite past that can be revised, why am I focused on the worst one? All we have is the now present moment. Joe Dispenza talks about this. We create out of the now. And like Neville says, the now is how you get to your past. The now is how you get to your future. So why are we wasting our now dwelling on, oh, this situation is so bad, it's so bad, or going forward to the future and thinking, oh, what if that happens, what if that happens, what if that happens, oh my God, that could happen, that could happen. Why are we thinking like that? This is the part that I want to impart on you guys, and it's how you get rid of fear and anxiety. And I'm not going to say that I've completely transcended fear and anxiety. It still hits me. Real events, negative things that happen still fucking slap me in the face and you know, change my perception of things, and I have to go back and revise it, or I have to go back and find a way to live with it or cope with it or whatever happened. but I don't let it slow me down, because what's the worst thing that you could happen? You could be dead. Well, the situation didn't kill you. Okay, if it didn't kill you, then you're good. And then what is it? Inked always says this. And speaking of, I saw someone asked about Inked. Where's Inked? She might be working right now. What's up there? Is it Dragon Gem? How you doing? I got my glasses on. It's kind of hard to see. But I think Inked might be working right now. I actually didn't text her before this. I don't think I texted her yesterday either. But let's see. I lost my train of thought. Somebody remind me, where was I? What was I talking about? I was trying to think if Dragon Gem was someone that I knew in real life, or if somebody changed their username. What kind of affirmations do you recommend I say to get him back? Well, the thing at affirmations is you have to pick the ones that feel natural to you. And like my friend Tone talks about, you got to say it naturally in your own voice, like something like, I could give you how I would say something, but if it's not natural to you, then it's going to be hard for you to believe, because we want to get it believable. And because I don't know your exact situation, like I said, I've said this before, I could give you guys the general knowledge. I could pass on what I've learned, and then you have to take it and interpret it your own way and stuff like that. But if you want to, like, it would be something where I have to work in depth with you, find out, like, listen to how you're speaking, understand you, understand the situation, then it's like, okay. But I could give you general ones right now, like for affirmations. And I like to throw gratuity with my affirmations. So it's like, one of my affirmations I always use that calms me down is, I am one with God, God is with me. Or God was within me. All things are possible, be still and know I'm God. Those are general affirmations to calm you down, to remind you you're a creator and nothing's gonna fuck with you. Number 2 is, what I desire desires me. So I desire SP, so SP desires me. Another one is, I'm so thankful that SP is always contacting me. I'm so grateful I'm in a loving, happy relationship with SP. I'm so grateful that SP cares about me. Those are very general ones. I don't know if that's how you speak. I don't know if those will help you, because you have to make sure that those are things that you hear, understand, and believe, that you could focus on and say with conviction. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to impress your subconscious with those. Anxiety and fears. That's what you were talking about. Oh, yeah. I was talking about anxiety and fears. I have Dylan James self-concept tape playing in the back. So I actually reached out to Dylan James the other day, talking about trying to bring him on live, but I've reached out to him, I think 2 or 3 times actually, but now it's like, you let manifesting handle it, so I'm trying. I reached out to a lot of coaches that I like and respect to bring him on for the Monday Live. I talked to Tone this morning. Well, I sent him a message. I said, you want to do one again, or we could go through TikTok, because he's big on TikTok. And I've seen him go live there quite a few times, so I thought maybe me and Tone will do one on there. I see TikTok's got battling and shit's happening all over the screen. So I thought it'd be a cool hangout for all of us to go, and then him and his followers and stuff like that, and everybody go there and just have a good time, distract ourselves from whatever is going on, help us detach a little. But fear and anxiety, yeah, that will, like, when you realize that, oh, I remember I was gonna say what Ink said. She goes, do you have food? Yeah. Do you have water? Yeah. Do you have shelter? Yeah. Can you breathe? Yeah. Okay, then you have nothing to fear. Settle down. She's talked me down a lot of times. She goes, okay, are all your needs met? Yeah. Okay, SP is a want, not a need. And I'm like, she goes, remember that. And I was like, man, that's the shit that I've always said. And she's like, sometimes you have to remind yourself. And, you know, SP knows about this channel, and she sees more of the Muscular Mystic on TikTok, because I got 2 TikToks. One's called the Muscular Mystic, where it's like motorcycle stuff, fitness, and manifesting. So I kind of like throw all my passions into one thing there, and she watches and listens to the messages, and it's a lot of this stuff, but it's not so heavily. It's more like where anyone could kind of grasp it without sounding too, like, to other people. I feel like, especially in the fitness community stuff, this would be kind of like woo-woo for them or whatever. That's one of Ink's terms, is woo-woo. But like, she sees that stuff, and like, one of the things she said to me that pissed me off, but then I realized this is actual fear I said, because like I said, me and SP spent the weekend together, and she goes, well, all the things, like, she goes, what has always pushed me away was that, like, she goes, your anxiety and your pushing and your this and that and everything I warn against, because remember, I said you can learn just as much from my failures as my success. That's why I don't hide nothing. I will tell you wherever I fucked up. I'm going to tell you guys the entire story, and I want to do it with her sitting beside me, maybe here at this park on this bench. It's kind of something I'm visualizing, but I didn't pick a location. I pictured it more inside, but the outside thing just came now. But I would love to tell you the story with her by the side, so you know what the SP's going through, because I was kind of pushing to find out more about manifesting, and it's hard sometimes when you get the SP back too, because now you're trying to find out, well, I need to know this and this and this and this. Why do you need to know that stuff? And she kept saying it too. So kind of like sometimes listen to what your SP's saying, listen to whatever situation or people you want in your life, listen to what they're saying, because sometimes they're guiding. Remember, the world is a mirror. They're giving feedback. It's like me looking in the mirror doing something that I'm not doing doesn't make sense. The mirror is going to show you what you need to do or where you need to improve. And she's showing me where I needed to improve. And she goes, well, you have this whole channel and you give all this advice, but you don't follow your own advice. And it reminded me of that line. It's easier to show 20 what to do than to live that advice yourself. And I can't remember if that's from the Bible or some kind of proverb or something like that. But she said that to me. I got pissed. And she goes, well, I mean, you don't even deserve a channel and stuff like that if you're not going to follow your own teachings. And I said, I got mad, but then I relaxed and took a deep breath and realized this is 3D giving me feedback. This is a fear and assumption I had. You guys remember, I dipped off the channel for a while because I felt that way. And remember, it doesn't have to be, but it seems like a lot of times spillover. Negative things were spilling over, and my past fears and assumptions were playing out. Something I feared that would happen with her happened. And I was making a big deal about it, which understandably, we're human. I don't want you suppressing your emotions. I don't want you feeling like garbage. Inked always says we're human. She needs to start a channel too, because she understands this shit so well, and she's been like one of my best students because she's so surpassed like anything to the point now where she sees me waver and she could check me. But the point is, listen and watch and don't take anything personally. That's why I said events just happen. Don't take it personally. Use them for feedback, use them to understand, and go from there. And don't take anything personally, and don't beat yourself up over nothing. It's him. How you been, brother? I'm good, brother. Good. How are you doing? I've been posting my videos every day. I'm out here, and like I was talking about circumstances like leading me here, and it's a good circumstance. Everything's good. Thank you. I understand now. Perfect. Glad you do. And you know, I feel like there's really, oh yeah, I'm back now, brother. I've been back for a couple weeks now. I think maybe 3 or 4. But you've been in the lives. But I've been making more videos now. I'm gonna make some more today, I think. And it's like I'm pushing myself to do more now. It is, you know, a series of events in my life with family and friends where it's like I see a lot of people in my life struggling. So I've been, you know, whatever you give out, you get back. So I've been trying to help people like financially and stuff like that. And I'm trying to make a big financial purchase, meaning i.e. the condo that I told you guys about, and which you guys see all the videos in. And trying to free myself from my day job and stuff like that. So it's like now there's never been a greater push to, it's like, well, how do you make more money? Well, Nick, you have a channel that is now monetized. It was everything you were manifesting. You want to go full time into it. So don't take anything as a negative situation. Like, that's why I told, like, SP's going through hard financial times. My family's going through hard financial times. I'm personally not, that's why I'm able to help people, but the more I help people, the harder it gets for me. It's like I need to be able to make more. So I'm like, okay, I watch how everyone in the 3D deals with stress, anger. What is that doing? Stress, anger, and worry is not getting you to any better financial situation. Everyone's like, well, how do you just manifest money into your life? How did you manifest that $1,000? How do you win every time you go on the slots almost? How do people just gift you money? Why do things go like this? How did you start a channel that like blew up in 1 year to get you to a point where you could make money? And it's because I don't have a resistance to money. I grew up in a very money resistant household. I grew up in a very poor and lacking household where we had to be afraid and hold the money, hold it, or everyone's gonna come take it. Well, if you expect someone to take it, if you expect to lose it, if you expect all that, that's what's gonna happen. And as I got older, I stopped caring. And a benefit to it is, here's negative circumstances working out to your favor. I worked a job that made me so miserable, but it paid better than all my friends. And I'm still in that line of work. And it pays very good in this city. And it makes me miserable and I don't like it. Well, now I've gotten to the point I found a gig where it doesn't matter. I just show up and go home. Like, it's not even hard and I make good money with it. I still don't want to do it the rest of my life because it's unfulfilling. But The point was, in those negative times, I just started blowing money for the first time in my life because I didn't care. To me, it was like, quote unquote, in my mind, blood money, because it was the blood of my dreams on my hands to earn it. And I just started blowing money, and I realized I still have money because this check comes in. But then, like, when the more I didn't care about spending money, the more money was coming into me. And I'm not telling you go spend wildly and stuff, but it was a way that I broke my money manifesting barriers. I broke it by not being afraid to spend, not being afraid to lose it. And then the gambling helped me with it, because it's like, you're going to put $100 in that machine knowing damn well that you might lose it. Yep. And then say 8 out of 10 times that money comes back and more. So that's another way I killed fear and anxiety. Like, I grew up, the way I was raised, there was a lot of fear, anxiety of like money, and like the government and your job and all this stuff. Everyone's out to get you. We're the little guy, and like, you could do good things, but don't be too good. And then it took me all these years. I'm 26 now, and it took me a lot of fighting, serving the two masters and the two gods, like serving it like where it's like, oh, here's the real world, here's what I really want. It took a long time for me to put more weight into this, and that's why I will always love SP and be thankful for her. That's why I will never hold her accountable to like the horrible shit she did, because it's like, no matter what, because of you, I learned all this. And if I don't wind up with her at the end of the day, if I choose someone else, because then now it's my choice, and I do feel confident, but I will always maintain a contact with her, because like I said, I still don't know what I'm doing with that situation, but I have a direct aim at the moment for what I want and what I want to see. And right now it's to progress this channel with her by my side and doing a video so you guys can learn about SPs, and I can kind of learn a little bit more about what she learned. And she's got a couple things where I gave her manifesting exercises that she seemed more receptive to this time. And she's had a little bit of manifesting success because I knew the situation she was in, and I visualized for her, and I found out that there's movement. Thank you for your help. I know he will be back. Well, he's already back. Remember, creation is finished. So start living today as if he was. What are you doing right now that he's back? You're going to go see him right now. You're going to send him a text, be like, hey, I found this awesome YouTube channel. This guy doesn't wear a fucking shirt in the middle of the day on a Monday. He's sitting out in the park with no shirt on making YouTube videos. Or whatever you're going to do. Like, start living as if it's done now. That's living in the end. Take actions to show that you are already a prosperous, loved, independent person that is already where they want to be in life. That's why it's like I said, I wore the suits, I changed my style, I make sure, like today's a bad example because I didn't get back to go shave, but I might go for a lineup later on. You take care of yourself, you treat yourself, you dress, you present, you act as if everything is already in the world you want. If I'm the successful YouTuber and I'm making videos every day, well then I have to make a fucking video every day. If I'm coaching clients, well then I need to start figuring out what I would be doing and setting aside time in my day where it's like, oh, this is client time. Where it's like, because I go through, I mean, you guys know it's like, it's not a huge channel, we're not like Swampo people, so it goes through ups and downs when I get clients. And if it's a downtime and you were before setting aside time for clients, continue to keep that set time aside, because it's like, no, this is where I do the clients, is at this time. And then boom, like you're opening doors. Like Florence Scovel Shinn talks about this. And I did it once before too with SP, where SP wouldn't go to my parents' house when I still lived there. I cleaned and prepared the house as if she was going to be there, and I pictured like what it was going to be like, because the whole time naturally you're having good assumptions. She never confirmed that she was going to be there. She didn't even give a hint. She hinted more that she wasn't going to be there. And I read this Florence Scovel Shinn thing, prepare your home as if they're going to be there for an SP thing. So I cleaned up and set up the house and everything like that for how it would look when she came in. I visualized her coming in the whole time, stuff we joked about, having inner conversations. Boom, sure enough, she did. The other day, I cleaned up the condo, and she didn't wind up coming on the day I visualized, so she came after it got a little bit messy again, but whatever, still cleaner than she's used to. And what else? So it's like almost start preparing, like you're preparing and making space in your life. That was Florence's message. You're preparing and making space in your life for the blessings that you want to receive and that you know you're going to receive. Because if you've already received them, you got to make some space for them. If I'm already successful, I need to be wearing more suits and not be naked in the park so much. If, you know, whatever the situation is, you want to prepare yourself for it. So, 45 minutes. I'm kind of running out of topics at this point. I was trying to keep everything organized. I was listening to other manifesting videos. That's a thing we could actually talk about too. People are like, well, if I'm living in the end and I have all my desires, why do I watch manifesting channels? I'm like, well, one of the things I did at one point, remember, I've gone through a whole lot of like different things. During, like, I've tried every method, as I told you. A lot of different things I've done would be, sorry, I just had a brain fart. I feel like Joe Biden. Oh, one of the methods I did. Okay, yeah, we were talking about channels, watching channels. So people ask me, is it okay to watch manifesting stuff if I'm supposed to be living in the end? One or two of the times I did stop watching everything and said, I'm just focusing on me and it's all about me. It's kind of like another thing. Whatever you believe is going to work is going to work. Remember, you are the manifesting. You are the manifester. You are the creator. The techniques are here to get you into the proper state. If you're someone who struggles with visualizing, use affirmations. If you don't like affirmations as much, like I use them, but I don't really like them, I prefer visualizing. Then start practicing meditation and visualizing. If you like scripting, then script. So if you stop watching the stuff and you believe that's going to help, boom, it will. I still watch all the other channels. Why? Because I genuinely like these people and I like the content they put out. I like their vibe. And if we're going to be on our phones and consuming content, I don't want to be consuming shit content. I want to consume stuff where it's like reinforcing what I know. And I'm watching from a point of I'm reinforcing my core beliefs, not from the point of I need to watch this to learn something. Because what I've learned from every client I've had, every comment I've seen, everybody in the live, we all know 100 motherfucking% how to manifest. We all know all the techniques. We all know what to do. However, we want someone to tell us it's for sure going to happen. This is 100%. And yes, if you do this in this day, like if you do affirmation today, tomorrow at noon, your manifestation will be here. No one's going to tell you that. You have to learn and go through the process yourself. It's part of it is walking in faith. You have to walk in faith and trust whatever you're doing is going to get you to your goal. So, I mean, that comment came up the other day. Am I allowed to watch manifesting videos? You're allowed to do whatever you want to do. That's why some people are like, oh, should I do no nut or should I nut? Or like imagine having sex with my SP. I've gone from both methods, to be honest. The original few times I was doing the no nut thing to say and believe that would work. And then the next time I was like, I'm experimenting. And then I did visualizing SP. So either way, whatever method you choose, they all work. And whatever you do, it works. But you need to understand that it's okay to watch the videos if you think it's okay. Don't watch them if you feel it's going to hinder you. Don't watch them if you feel it's going to get you on there, but just be careful what you are consuming throughout the day, because what you consume, like Reverend Ike talks about, he goes, you didn't just get a headache, you got an Excedrin headache. And you know when you caught it 6 months ago on the commercial in the dark of night, and it's true, commercials and ads and stuff that you see while scrolling through TikTok, the stuff, you see it, but you don't think about it. But it's been processed, it's gone back. It's now part of your experience. You've consumed that content, so you understand it, you've seen it. And instead, that's where I make the argument that yes, you can watch it, but don't watch it from a place of like, I need to do this to get SP. If I don't watch this video and I don't learn how to manifest in 3 days, then I'll never manifest. And if you come from that point of view, then the videos aren't going to help you. I don't use them as a tool or anything. I use them because I like watching these people. I visualize myself doing podcasts with them. I visualize meeting these people and working with them on videos and stuff like that, and helping inspire more people. So I come at it from that point of view. You should come at it as like, I just like this stuff. Let's see, the chat's blowing up. What's happening, guys? Let's stop watching manifesting videos, to be honest. I'm kind of tired of getting temporary results. What would you suggest for that? I don't really like affirmations, but works best for some reason. Well, if you don't like affirmations, you should try the askformations. Like right now, I know they're popular, they're hot, they're all the rage these days. But like I said, I learned about them a long time ago from Tone. And because I'm not particularly an affirmation fan, then it doesn't really, because I'm not really an affirmation fan, I don't play with them that much, but I'm playing with them as an experiment now. I'm seeing little things, but not enough that I want to talk about. Like it's nothing exciting to me. Like little wins on slot machines that aren't big enough for me to make a cool video for you guys. Like easy days at work. There's little things. I mean, like I said, there's no little manifestations, but I want to only report the cool shit to you guys. I mean, I want to talk about cool shit. I mean, I'll talk about the little stuff. There's no such thing as little and big manifestations, but at the same time, you guys want to see the really cool shit. So that's where I'm coming from. And what I suggest to you, if affirmations work best for you and all you care about is your result, then stick with them. But I would say try to get in them. Like, what do you like best? Like, what is your favorite technique? Work that technique. Get disciplined with that technique. Like me, I love visualizing, and I've always visualized good. It's always been somewhat easy for me, but I knew it could be better. So I work it every day. I set aside time every day to sit down, get in a visualization, hear, see, smell. Like, I hear SP saying what I want. I see all this money coming to me. I put myself 100% in these situations that I want to be in, and I could dwell on that. So if you don't like affirmations, you want to go to something else, try affirmations or gratitude, or buckle down on visualizing, or play around with scripting, or pick another method you might like better. And you're saying that, and also change your core beliefs. You're like, well, nothing else works for me besides affirmations. Well, then by that rule that you just set down for yourself, only affirmations will work for you, because you just made that rule. And then it's like, well, I say that because I've only seen temporary results. Okay, you've just set down another limiting belief, and the belief is you only get temporary results, and the only thing that works for you are affirmations. Change it. I always get permanent results. If you like affirmations, or they work for you, and you know that, I always get permanent results. Every manifesting ability or technique works great for me. I am a master manifester. If affirmations work, do those ones to change your whole core belief of it. And then in the meantime, work on your other stuff. Work on, I always get permanent results. I always get whatever I want. The problem is too, it comes from doubting. And you know me too. You've seen me fail multiple times because I also doubt the process. I've seen it work a million times and I still get anxious and fearful. And it's still like a deep programming in me, but it takes time to work it. It takes discipline. It is like, here's where I talk about, we can relate it to the gym. The discipline of fucking showing up every day. I don't want to meditate today, but God fucking damn it, I'm going to meditate. I don't want to do this today. I don't want to write a script. God damn it, I'm going to do it. It feels more comfortable to believe what I already know, so I'm just going to do that. No, God damn it, you're going to fucking change it. So that's what I think we should do there. Let's see what else. I'm saving up my load for SP. Did I say that? Because I know I've said it before. I told, I think me and Tone talked about that before in the live stream together, or I know we talked about it personally, but I was like, I'm saving this big load for SP, and I did. Yeah. I like watching videos about videos for the success stories. I do it too, because it's like, this is what I love and this is my passion. So it's like, I love to hear more stories about stuff. Oh, I would have never thought to manifest that. That's really cool. I like to see the bridges unfolding and see the positive and see other people learning this stuff. And I'm just fascinated with the whole thing. I mean, I'm so fascinated to the point where I started looking into the science of quantum physics. I looked into more, like, I've studied like all the religions, all of them except for one. I don't really know shit about the Quran, but I've read a lot of, and there's probably other things I don't know from other religions, but like a lot of other things I've read and looked into in the Bible a lot of times, because I grew up with that, so I understand that as a good manifesting tool. But I'm fascinated by all aspects of manifestation and the law, so I'm all over that. Low-key same, Eric. I got man books. What's man books, H? Any advice on manifesting the little things like clothes that I'd like and stuff like that? Feeling the need to manifest little specific things to build up my belief again. Well, Hayden, that's great, because like I said, mini manifestations are not mini, because it's like doing reps in the gym. It's like starting out lightweight and then you're going to build yourself somewhere. You do anything enough times, it starts to become like believable. You start to feel the power of what you're doing. So especially when you do it specific. So I picture seeing, it was one of the things I wrote down. I read it in the last live, I think. It was a 1940s or whatever I believe to be 1940s. I saw the truck in my mind and it just popped into my head. 1940s truck but I pictured it kind of brand new looking, but I'm like, well, the only way I'm gonna see it is probably rusty because it's old or whatever. So I pictured, saw something, I'll tell you guys on our live. Anyway, crazy. That threw me off. Many manifestations. I'll tell you guys in a second. Many manifestations. So they're building up your core beliefs. One of the things I pictured was this old truck from the 1940s. It's lime green with white on it. And I started seeing like maybe a truck from the 80s that's kind of greenish or this kind of color. And I was like, oh, there it is. But I'm like, there it is, but it's not really there. It's not the real full manifestation, but I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll see the full one when I see it. It might be a long time. I don't really care because I'm not attached to it. And then boom, it comes into my reality at the, what do you call it? There's a car dealership right around the corner from my condo. I turn the corner and it's like on the front of the lot, brand new from the 1940s, polished up clean. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was only there for like long enough for me to make the live stream about it, where I mentioned it. And then other little specific things, like I was purposely growing my hair out and looking like a bum before I started this channel. And I was like affirming that like, oh, I always get compliments on how good my hair looks and blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, I knew it looked like shit, but people kept complimenting, oh, it looks good, you should keep it like this, all that stuff. So little things like that, you could be very specific. I'd say write down your mini manifestations is a good thing. Write down this on a piece of paper or in your manifesting book. Mini manifestations, bullet points. See this, like pink car, chrome car, angel numbers everywhere, women pursuing me, more gains at the gym, more money coming to me. Money comes to me from unexpected places. One of them was I get gifted money. My dad gave me $100 when we went to a festival together, which I didn't expect. Because he goes, here, enjoy yourself. And I was like, weird, because it's like, I'm a grown man. Why would you give me money? And like, you know, I've got my own shit. So it was just weird because it came to me. It's like, oh, he goes, I want to. And it's like, people want to give me gifts. People want to do stuff for me. It's the core belief I have. And then I was like, get a large sum of money unexpectedly. That same week, I won the $1,200 in the slot machine. So the mini manifestations are fucking powerful. They are like reps at the gym. They are pushing you to do something and get your mind conditioned for it. And at the same time, what was I doing? Self-concept, channel, working out, diet, all that stuff, keeping my life in check, man. Because when my life's in check, my body's in check, my mind is in check, my home is in check, everything's in check. It's well-oiled machine. Everything's working smooth, good, and laid back. Like we're right where we need to be. And so there's little stuff like that to go with your mini manifestation. That's my advice on that. Hopefully that helps. You're too funny, bro. I mean, she did experience a big load. Another one was I was manifesting my my Johnson bigger, and she made a comment about it one time. Now, remember, you guys know me as the Italian from Chicago, but I'm also half Irish. Everyone who sees me will either mistake me for Hispanic or know that I'm Italian. I'm Italian from the waist up, but Irish from the waist down. I could never be a full-made guy, you know what I'm saying? And speaking of Johnsons, the thing I saw that distracted me was a couple went in that porta potty, and they were in there for a minute, and I looked away, and I didn't notice that they were both in there, and then the door opened, and a girl came out and was fixing her hair, and like fanning herself, and it's hot as fucking balls right now, and porta potties are hot as shit. They weren't in there super long, so it makes me feel better about being a two-pump chump. Negative affirmation, don't play that game, but it's for comedy purposes right now. And you got a rose in this book bag. I'm like, how romantic. You take your girl out and you put a rose in your book bag and you fucking slam the shit out of her in a porta potty while a man is filming a mystic manifesting video. It's just, that's what distracted me. That's what threw me off a couple minutes ago. Good for him, though. I need to switch focus back on myself, like you said. Yes, because that's the one thing. You will manifest in what you want, but it's hard to keep what you want because you don't feel like you deserve it. That's good as well. Yeah. I mean, it must not have been great because they weren't in there super long, and I didn't see that porta potty rocking and rolling. I mean, you think with the book bag on, you'd have extra momentum to, and I thought I was just going to hear boom, and it'd be like Jackass, come out with a bunch of turds and blue shit on them. I'm going to be in Chicago next month just for a weekend, though. Well, let me know when. Send the Mystic Manifesting an email. One of my goals is I do want to meet people from the channel and start doing, like I said, my big thing is the Manifestation Project. Instead of the Manhattan Project, because remember last week I was literally Oppenheimer, or whatever, 2 weeks ago I was literally Oppenheimer. Instead of Manhattan Project, it's the Manifestation Project. That's why I'm reaching out to all these coaches, because I'd like to do a big convention where it's just like a good positivity thing. Like we go to like some place like McCormick Place or whatever, and we like rent out a hall. Like people are doing meditations here. Like maybe Joe Dispenza's in there doing meditations and stuff like that. Everyone else has got their booths out there, and like you could meet and greet with everybody, and they could tell you their success stories. And then if there are channels like mine that have merch, you could do the merch. It's like the Arnold Sports Festival, but for manifesting and positivity. And then it's just like a whole thing where everyone's just there to have a good time and meet each other and just share positive vibes. That's one of my, I don't know if it's happening this year, next year, or whenever. I mean, part of it probably relies on a Discord, me talking more with Tone. I don't know where Tone, he said he moved around a lot. I know he's an East Coast guy. I feel like he's an East Coast guy. I thought he lived in Florida for a while. But I mean, part of it is like one of the things I want to meet him. I'm probably going to go to Florida to visit friends coming up, and I'm probably going to meet Ink there. There's another member of the channel. He lives actually just the state right below me, but he's coming up this way soon too. So I said I'll meet with him. That's one of my dreams. The 16th and 17th for the 50 Cent. Oh, that's awesome. I love 50 Cent. I used to listen to him and Eminem every day when I mentioned that job that I hated before. I'd be on the train with my hoodie and I'd be listening to Eminem, like, just like pretending I'm 8 Mile. I'm like, God, it's literally me. And then like I had beef with this guy at that time. I was like, he was like my old training partner. I had beef with him, and then like he tried to get me fired, but it's not like 50 Cent getting shot a bunch of times. It was just someone trying to get me fired. And I remember doing the Stairmaster blasting Many Men. It's like, many men wish death upon me. And I'm looking at this motherfucker. It's like, yeah, bro. Took your best shot and you failed. That was back when I was a dangerous man. I didn't even know 50 Cent still performed. I thought he retired and he makes Gatorades or something and falls down on roofs while he's promoting them. That was the last thing I seen about him. Well, then, he was beefing with someone recently, too. Oh, this is his final. Oh, I kind of wish I would have gone then. Yeah, that would be awesome. I should go with my friend who, like, my two friends that turned me on to 50 and Eminem and all them back in high school. They were like, oh, you gotta listen to this. I should go, like, tell them about it. But I don't know if all the tickets are sold out now, because that's kind of soon. Oh, there's still tickets? I could always manifest it too, like Neville with the tickets for his brother. I could go with those two, which that's prioritizing me and self-concept. Or I just thought, I'm like, oh, SP's old, so she probably was there when 50 Cent was actually doing his shit. She probably remembered watching the news article about him getting shot. But, nah, it's like instead of choosing SP, you choose your friends first. Especially if you've had the history, but that's maybe coming more from ego. Oh, you didn't even get yours yet? Okay, cool. Then, yeah, maybe I'll have to do that. Now, 50 Cent is coming to perform in my country, too, so I guess he's still around as for performing goes. Oh, okay, yeah, so maybe it's his last world tour or something like that, and then he'll just retire after that. I mean, that's how you know someone's passionate about something, because I know back in the day, someone told me, he was like a friend, like my old best friend, he was, Nick, if you won the lottery today, would you be working so hard on making comedy videos? Because it's before I was even a manifesting teacher. He's like, would you even be trying to do comedy videos? I said, yes. He goes, if you had all the money in the world, why would you do that? He goes, you'd be rich, you'd have it made. I said, because it's a passion. Money doesn't stop you from passion. Passion is something that lives in your heart and it has to come out. Like, why the fuck did I keep making, like, why didn't I give up before? Like, why do I still have those channels up? Why do I still write down ideas here and there? Why do I still talk skits and sketches that I'd like to perform? Why do I still like write little movie scripts here and there? Because that's something that I still want to do in my life. Like me and Tone said, we're manifesting coaches now, and we probably always will be. But we're going to do other things with our lives. Like we have a lot of dreams. You don't have to be limited by this is just who I am. And no, we're endless, boundless beings or limitless. We could do whatever the fuck we want on this planet. Within reason. Don't do nothing fucking bad. Yeah, there's so many tickets left. I just checked the site. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna definitely hit those dudes up today then, right after I get off this live. Let me check what time it is too. 12 to 1, 2. I can stay on for about 15, 20 more minutes. I gotta pick up those meals. So if you guys got anything else you want to talk about or anything like that, I'm gonna take a little walk. This park is like I said, this is always, SP used to call this our park. We used to post up right over there and we'd have little picnics and stuff. And then our first date, we walked around here, we sat on the benches over there, and like, I was trying to be all cool, put my hand on her leg and make a move and shit like that. Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, it's a good time. But I also used to take my dog for walks here all the time. I filmed my first little cinematic movie scenes here, like I did a cowboy thing to win SP back. I did one where we did like a hit scene. We did another like mob thing here. We did a whole bunch of shit at this park. It's pretty cool. Maybe I could live stream or maybe I'll walk it and do a live stream with it. What you do when you don't feel like manifesting? Take a break. Stop stressing about it. Helps you detach. Because the thing is, you're never not manifesting, to be honest. From the moment you have consciousness to the day you die, you are manifesting. That is just part of your life. How often do you assume something about things? How often do you believe something? Like, it's all the time. Like, you have a belief about everything. What's going to happen when I walk to that car? What's my natural assumption? I'm going to walk to that car, pop the trunk, put the thing in the back, and put my shirt on, and then go drive to go do what I got to do. That's my assumption of what's going to happen. But there's an infinite timeline. There's homeless people here. That's an assumption too, but there usually are a lot. One of them could run out with a knife and just fucking stab the shit out of me by the time before I even walk to that car. That's a negative one. I could be walking there and the world's hottest woman could be taking a jog through this park and say, wow, nice cock. And I say, thanks, you could see it through my shorts. And then I could go say, fuck SP and go hang out with this chick. There's a lot of things that can happen, but my natural assumption is I'm going to walk to the car, put everything away, and go. So you're always manifesting. That's a manifestation right there. Everything is manifesting. Your reality is manifested. What we see, hear, and perceive is the outside 3D world. This is all the mirror. The real world is happening in here and in your beliefs. So believe the best possible versions. Just stay in a positive state. If you don't feel like consciously manifesting and you don't really have a goal that you want to focus on, then take a break from it. And whenever SP or whatever you're focused on comes into your mind, just be like, relax. Oh yeah, thank God that's already done. One of my things is I take a deep breath, exhale, and like lean back. And I'm like, thank God that shit's fucking handled. Like, I don't have to manifest anymore because the creation is finished. That joke must have bombed because we lost a lot of viewers on it. Try and micromanage everything, yeah, but constantly trying to control. What do you? Yeah, but constantly trying to control everything gets exhausting. Trying to micromanage. Yeah, that's why you don't. That's why you go to the end. You don't try to micromanage everything. You trust. Remember, my world always takes care of me. I can't fuck this up. Things always work out in my favor. I am God and God is within me. Or I'm one with God, God is within me. And I am the creator of my reality. Those affirmations, you hold on to them. That's you. Those are your beliefs. That's why everything works out in the best possible way, because you have a definition of good. You have an assumption of what good is. You know what you want. So your mind and subconscious already know it. So when you relax, it's already bringing in and letting everything work. Problem is, you're doing this. I have SP. She's with me. I believe it. Wow, I feel really good. She's with me. Did she text me? Fuck! I'm not going to lie. I've done it. I was doing it last month. So we're not perfect. We're human beings. We're here to experience a human experience. And life could be fucking boring if you don't have any trials and tribulations. This is here. It's a learning process. I'm thankful when fucking bad shit slaps me in the face, because now I think, okay, how do I spiritually grow from this? How do I spin this into a good thing? How do I stay the most fucking positive, loving, great version of myself? And it's by keeping those thoughts in check. So you only have to manifest when a bad thing comes up, and you got to fucking check it when it comes in. Everything is always happening in the best case scenario for me. Exactly, Mitzi, yep. The best case scenario is always happening for us. Everybody loves us. Everybody respects us. Everybody is on our side. The world is working with us, not against us. What you're experiencing is happening through you, not to you, as Dylan James once said. Or he says that in every video, I think. But that's a very true statement that he says. The world is happening through you, not to you. World happening to you is a victim mentality. World happening through you is a powerful creator, godlike point of view that you have. So go from there. Have that positive belief. And in the meantime, when you're not focused on it, because you're always thinking, your brain doesn't stop thinking. Your subconscious doesn't stop moving even in your sleep. So go forward and be the best fucking possible version of yourself. If you don't feel like manifesting that day, well, what is something you would do for yourself? Go to the gym. Go out and try a passion. Go paint. Go sing. Go dance. Whatever you like to do, go do it. So we could do the walk now, and we'll wrap this shit up on the walk. How about that? We'll do a walking manifesting video. Wow. You guys want to know how hot it is out here? You'll like this. This is where I was sitting. Wow. That's an ass print. Does it even pick up? That's my ass. Listen, this is a pretty professional environment here, Nick. You're a manifesting coach, goddammit. People look to you for advice. Stop showing your ass prints and talking about supermodels looking at your cock. Wear sunscreen. I should. The Irish side of me says I should, but the Italian side of me says as long as I get a nice base burn going, I'll be fine. I get a nice base burn going and it dries into a nice, perfect Italian tan. All right, let me like wrap up the legs on this thing real quick. Oh. POV, the mystic struggling. Whoa. Maybe about here. And then, does this thing turn? I feel like a boomer. And then do this. And then I walk like this, right? All right, guys, welcome to my vlog. Nikki Balls here. That was one of my comedy names at one point. So we'll take a nice little walk right through here. A couple things, 2 trees. Let me put these keys in my other pocket because this pocket, for whatever reason, God didn't make it big enough. I'm gonna put them right here with my glasses so they get them nice and scratched. And then we're gonna take this nice little walk. It's actually a short walk, but that's gonna be my cardio for the day. I won't have to hit the Stairmaster later. Just kidding. My ass gonna need it, because my 6-pack is draining. Let's see. Ass print is, that's how fucking hot it is, man. My ass print's gone already. All right, let's do this. Ask me manifesting questions, rapid fire. We got about, I think, maybe 15 minutes at the most walking this trail. So, rapid fire, ask me the questions. I wanna be on point. I'm not gonna mumble and come up with bullshit. If you guys see the homeless with the knives, call it out. All right. I do this more often, right? Bug on the ground. All right, come on, guys, stick with me. We're hiking here. 10 a.m. here in California, and it's 91 degrees. I love that, though. I do love the heat. I love, like, sweating my balls off. Keeps them from getting too fat. I may not post on the comedy channel anymore, but I never miss an opportunity to make a lame joke. I don't say lame joke either because that's negative affirmation. It's hard when you want to do comedy because I'm like fucking glowing. That shows me that tan's working. But it's hard to do comedy because a lot of it is self-deprecating. But as long as you maintain the thought process, it's a joke. Same thing like me and Second Man talked about, both being actors, not accepting the role or the negative role. Like, you know, tragic heroes or tragic characters make the best stories. And, you know, as an actor, you want to get into that character, but you don't want to adopt that and carry that over. Like when the scene's over, turn that part of your subconscious off. Don't adopt too much of that. Because, I mean, it's like you see stuff like, what's his name? Jim Carrey, when he played that one guy and he actually kind of went crazy. Or when there's, who's the other guy? Where he played Andy Kaufman and he kind of went crazy a little bit. Or the guy who played the Joker actually went kind of nuts too. So you want to keep it like that. Keep your mind in order. All right, guys, rapid fire them to me. What else are we talking about? We're in the final countdown. Oh, it's funny. It's like SP's phone's broken, so she's been emailing me off her email at work. Have you ever had an overnight manifestation show up? Great question. I gotta think now. In terms of something big, say yes and no. Specific things with SP that I didn't think were possible, I would go to sleep with and then wake up to like, a different perspective from her where she's more open to the idea. But in terms of like other stuff, like money, I don't remember. I was saying I was gonna gamble and win $1,000 the time when I got the $1,000 out of like thin air where it fucking popped out of the ATM for me. That story may have been overnight, but I know I always say that I win, so it's like it's something I've always been believing. I don't think I've ever had one where it's like I just really believe it and I needed it by tomorrow. Pretty much on a time crunch when I absolutely need something, it has always arrived. Pretty nice scenery. Take a look at that. This is actually all new. Never seen it like that before. But every time I've ever needed something, it's always kind of appeared right in the proper timing and right when I needed it. So, yeah, I can't really think of one specific overnight thing. But I do know when you need something on a time crunch, it happens. Like I said, SP by the end of August. Actually, that was one of my affirmations too. I said we'll be back together in August no matter what happens. And I'm like, right now, we're not like official or anything. We're still trying to figure shit out. Because as much as there is like the manifestation aspect to bring them back into reality and stuff like that, someone like me or some people I've had as clients, there's other stuff you have to work through because then psychologically you have to deal with, the whole thing that happened. And the time apart is the time where you're building to get your mind ready for whatever that situation is. So whatever that situation is, you have to prepare for it when it happens. And, I spent the time preparing for it, but then she comes back around and you have to be prepared for that and deal with it as it comes up. So that's why it's like I know my aim on what I want with her, but it's like, yeah, you know what you want, but you have to be able to process it and have the talks and stuff like that. I don't know how I rambled off on that. Ugh. It's actually not. This isn't even a long trail, really. Okay. I've seen somebody following me for a second. Got distracted. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I know, that's what's hard about streaming. It's like, I should always come up with prepared a note. Improv was never my strong point. One point improv was strong for me, but not the best. I mean, more or less, these are just hangout sessions with me and the Mystic Manifesting family. It's more or less like a big thing I promoted on is like, if you need tips, check-ins, whatever, if you can't afford coaching, try to ask as much as you can. Obviously, you won't get, you get the benefit because you don't need coaches. This is the one thing I always say is like, you don't need a coach because you're the one who does it. It's like this guy, Bruce Goldberg, talks about hypnosis. He's a hypnotherapist. He's like, I do 1% of the work, they do 99%. And same thing as a manifesting coach. I do 1% of the work by providing the information, by giving thoughts about what you should do and suggestions. And you do the rest because you're the one who has to stay consistent with your mind every day. You're the one who has to fight through the obstacles. You're the one who gets slapped around by the 3D until it works out. You're the one who has to persist. So the only thing with a coach is like, okay, it's someone to check in with. It's someone to say, hey, here's the specific situation. What would you do in this? And blah, blah, blah. And here's what I'm doing. Because I could give general advice and knowledge and tell you what's worked for me and give you my entire situation. However, that's my situation. You will have to interpret it how you will. I have had success with 2 people to test out this program that I was going to do as part of a coaching package. And it's going to be a more expensive coaching package, but it would be like working with someone almost every day or as they need it. And like, you start to notice the people don't need you as much anymore. They kind of not push you away, but like they don't need you as much because they figured it out themselves. And let me see. I started current SP/ideal version after your live last week. Wrote it down and forgot about it. Exactly. And then if you pay attention to it, eventually it's going to show up and then be like, oh shit, hold on. This played out exactly like I thought. And even if it takes like a year, like it did for me, where it's like 1 year later, she was that exact version that I wanted. And part of me wants to show her that, but it's like, oh no, what would she think? It's like, bro, we've been through so much shit, me and her. We've been through the ringer. And I'm gonna show you guys down over here. This is where I used to make movies. There you go. So this is like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so me and her have been through the ringer, so it's like, if I show her all this stuff, it's like, you know, it ain't gonna matter. There's a guy with a dog. Looks like my dog. Especially I found out that he says certain work. This is a certain work when he's not at, and then that race. My goodness, certain word. Wait, hold on. Whoa, wait. Especially when I found out that he says a certain word and not that race. Oh no. I think I know the word. Is he Hispanic by any chance? Because they seem to get the pass on that. But if he's if he's like me, he probably can't say it. I can just picture that. It's like that's a comedy skit in itself, like a manifesting comedy skit. That'd be just like something to write about. It's like the girl's like, my dream SP, and like the whole lesson would be like being very specific about what you want. My dream SP, he hits like everything on the bar. But what's the one problem? Well, there was this one point during the date and that he just says it, like randomly, like there's no context, just does it. It's like, what? Or like talking to the waiter. Hey, can I get another order? It's a dangerous word. So, yeah, that is almost like a comedy skit itself. So you scripted him not saying it no more? I don't know if he's from New York City or grew up in the urban community, but it's not your word to say. Yeah. I would have thought it, especially I'm black and I don't say it like that. Yeah. No, that was like always my pet peeve. I don't know if he's white, but like so many white dudes that I knew. It's like, not so many, not like I hang out with a bunch, but like there's this one white dude I knew from high school. It wasn't my friend. I always thought he was a beat off. But he'd be like, hey, and it's like, dude, settle down. You grew up in the suburbs. Like, I grew up in the more dangerous part of the city than you, bro. Wow, that looks nice. You should make videos like this. I should, all right? I should start just doing some scenic manifesting stuff. I've already gotten 2 dirty looks from other passerbys, but hey, chupa mi pito. That means suck my dick in Spanish. Because why? We're the motherfucking Mystic Manifesting family. We're here to help each other, to build a community, to have fun, and not deal with bullshit. It's our world, they're just living in it. It's crazy to see like myself doing something like this, like the video I talked about the other day where we go back and like think about where you were last year. I mean, last year this channel had just started. Like, let's say this channel was probably 2 weeks old this time last year. I don't even think Hayden and Mitzi were here yet. No, right? You guys weren't on the channel at the beginning. You guys came the last winter, or I'd want to say sometime between November and February. Or were you guys later than that? I joined around the spring. Okay. I was thinking February. Mitzi, you've been around the same time, right? Spring? But yeah. No, I mean, like 1 year ago, I mean, I didn't even know half the people on here. Yeah, it came around the winter, I think. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, the one thing that also impresses me is how I'm able to like You know, my dad used to like always talk shit to me as a kid. He's like, well, my kids could remember video game cheat codes and shit, but they can't remember math. And then it's like, well, you know, an asset I have that I'm very good at, names, faces, and stories. I'm very good at remembering people's information in the best way. Yeah, 1 year ago was crazy. Yeah, and just to think, it's like, because 1 year ago, I would never picture myself with a fucking walking stick like this, filming myself, telling people about manifestation, and thinking that I was gonna continue the channel. I'm a motherfucker, I quit it like 2 weeks after this, and Inked is the one who got me back. I was at 4K on IG, now I'm at 74K, truly amazing. That's crazy. Well, you said you do like the travel vlog and stuff like that too for New York. That's one of my dreams, is to go back to New York with SP, because she wanted to see Times Square, but we're running out of time and we didn't really feel like it. But it's cool because all the places I want to travel to now, I mean, I consider you guys all like friends and family, and we know a lot about each other, we help each other, all that shit. Feels like Jurassic Park right now. But like one of my goals is like to go with SP to all these locations, to make enough money where I'm financially free and I could just coach people and help people full time, make funny videos, just be this online personality, kind of like Naya. And that's one of my affirmations I'm looping. It's one thing I'm visualizing, is to go full time into all this and, you know, travel all these places. And like Mitzi, since you're like the I don't know, what is it, tour guide queen, but you don't do tour guides, but like you show people where to go, but like you're the New York expert. I mean, you know more about New York than I know about Chicago. Like, I go downtown for work, but I hate downtown. I never liked it. Like, everyone's, oh, it's downtown. I'm like, overhyped. I'm gonna stay in the neighborhood. But, yeah. But that's awesome for you. And if I remember, your manifestation was to get to 100, right? And close now. Funny how I got myself here trying to manifest SP. Yeah, no, I thought about that too. I'm like, I would never be here. That's why I would never hate her. Like, go back to this, my fucking broken pec right there. If I didn't fail, oh yeah, it's 111,000. Well, you will be. I'll have to promote it. Well, you got more followers than me. I got only barely 400 on Instagram. I don't post as much as I should. We're coming to the end, unfortunately. What was I gonna say? Could take you guys on the off the beaten path trail. Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, well, the SP thing leading us here. If it wasn't for this chick who like broke my heart and I failed to manifest her, then focused on myself and doing some little bit of revision that every girl I ever struck out with loved me, the night I did that and I had that little like pep talk to myself in the car, walked into the gym and I met Lily there. Lily's broken my heart, fucked me up, and put me through a ringer. Me and her actually have a video 1 year ago, last week, at this bridge right here. You see? And we have a video with her spinning around over there, making jokes and shit like that. And it's just crazy, like the SP led us here. That's why I'll never hate her no matter what. That's why it's hard when I mean, you guys could probably infer people aren't stupid. They could understand what happened with me probably. And I would like to interview her about it on the channel, you know, kind of put her on the spot, but not to be a dick, to understand the shit more and to be real with you guys. The problem is, I fell in love with her for being real. They put a new trail right here and it looks all paved out, so I'm gonna go fuck with it. Look at that, that's new. But like I said, you guys could infer probably. A lot of shitty shit happened between us. Doesn't mean I don't love her anymore, because it led me here, it led me to all you guys. And maybe this is my purpose. Maybe if it doesn't work out with her in the end, or I find someone better, I mean, there's a lot more, you guys already know, there's a lot more beautiful women who want me. And not to be an arrogant asshole about it, but it's like, sometimes you get burned out on the SP thing. Sometimes, you guys know, it's a lot of times I was sticking around because I felt obligated to, because I didn't want to let you guys down. And I realized in the end, maybe I care more about this channel and you guys than actual SP, but I'm doing some shit for her right now that shows I care about her more than that. My self-concept is such a gem. I've been playing tapes overnight of course, someone from my past pops up and telling me he misses me. I never blocked him. I never blocked him so fast. You know, what sucks is that I affirmed and visualized contact all these months, and I didn't have direct contact. She only contacted my new girlfriend. I didn't know you wound up with someone else. I was trying to remember that. That's a detail I may have forgotten. But hold on, let me try. Somebody's walking by, so I tried to. I know I don't like it when I'm in other people's vlogs, so I try to. I don't like how they redid all this over here. But self-concept is a gem, and it's like, what? Oh, I was gonna ask Mitzi, which tapes are you doing? Are you doing Tones tapes? I know you said you're doing Dylan's, and you're playing him in the background right now. But are you doing Dylan's tapes, or are you doing oh, here's the way out. Dylan's or Tones? Because so many of my clients now, or people from this channel, are going over to Tone. I'm like, bro, so many people are going to you after the live stream to go do his King and Queen tape. You know what sucks? After I affirmed to visualize contact with all these months, I don't have direct contact. My contact is with my new girlfriend. So, you said you have a new girlfriend now, and I feel like I remember, but I don't remember that. I don't know why I'm struggling to remember that. But anyway, it's still contact though, because if you still want the original, it's still conforming. But if you're happy with the new one, take the new one. I had a client, and I have a success story that I still have to make. I just have to word it right. I want to hide his personal information, as I always do for everybody. But he had a very nice success story, and it was about choosing someone new besides the SP that he originally wanted, and the old SP came back into his reality. Speaking of the SP that I tore my pec over, I got really drunk at the Italian Fest, and I saw her there, but I didn't contact her or say anything. And the drunker I got, I messaged her, and I said, was that you at the Italian Fest? And then she goes, no, I'm on a date right now. You probably saw my mother. And I was like, wow, how ignorant of a response. So I had to hit her with a nice response. And much like what Mitzi mentioned, there's a word that Italians can say, but nobody else can say. Really, anyone could say it because it's a t-shirt. It's the t-shirt I always wear, Dago T. I said, what do I know? All you Dagos look alike to me. And I did it. I sent her a message, but I thought about if you guys ever seen the movie The Untouchables with Sean Connery, he's like, now get out of here, you Dago bastard. I could say as many Italian and Irish jokes as I want. But everybody can. Anyway, yeah, at least you have good contact with the original SP. And if you still want her, you could. I mean, like you guys saw, I had a couple of chances to be with that original SP I tore my pec over. But never did it, never wanted it really after that. I guess we'll go back to where we started, and we'll start wrapping up over there. 92 minutes, hour and a half. I mean, we did drag it out longer than we did, and only half of it was about manifesting. The rest was about just us shooting the shit, which I love, because I love hearing about you guys. And like, I don't know, to me it's not just a channel, and it reminds me of like, oh fuck, did I break this thing already? I think I did. Oh no. I'm trying to have an intimate moment with you guys. It's like Greg Plitt used to say, and some of you who know about the workout stuff is like, Greg Plitt was a fitness model back in the day, and one of my heroes and inspirations. He's like, the best part, man, about doing what he does, same thing, similar to what I do, it's like motivating people online and all that. The best part about that is like when you go to like the Arnold Festival or something like that, or one of these things where he would be at a booth meeting people, and he's like, and it like brings you to like emotional tears and stuff like that, because it's like, man, people's lives are different and improve because of you. And he wasn't like this, but for me, it's like at one point I was ready to check out of life, and then now you guys come in here once a week to see how I'm doing and tell me your progress and tell me how I've helped you guys. And then I've had people tell me some really emotional stories about how their lives got improved off the stuff I'm teaching. And it was really just me sharing my own experiences to keep people's heads up. And, you know, it's just crazy to see how far, like I said, in 1 year, how far you come and the people you meet, and how great life can be. So if you have negative thoughts, stick it out, wait a year, see what happens. Life can get a lot better. Even if you don't put a shitload of work into it, you just showing up every day you show up to the game, it gets a lot better. that stuff was happening with the SP and stuff. I definitely need to line up today. But we're at about 95 minutes now. If anybody's got any closing statements, otherwise I'll make them. I'll wait a little bit. Let you guys type it out. But thank Mitzi and Hayden for driving the conversation when it was dying out. I hope you guys enjoyed the live, as we do every Monday. I know we got to hand out some advice. We talked some manifesting. Mitzi, if you got like any like crazy affirmation stories that you want to tell me, you know, shoot me the DM with them, or an email, whatever way is easier. Because it seems like you've been like going more balls to the wall with them than I have. I've been tinkering with them and playing with them a little. Anybody else, let me know. People want coaching, as usual, you know, send an email or a DM. Other than that, I mean, I think we got a nice little live here. And with that, I love you guys very much. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, wait. I'll definitely DM you. Okay, sweet, cool. Yeah, I would love to hear those stories, and then with your permission, anonymously share them, which would be easy to do. But I mean, if everyone already knows you and you don't care, we'll do it that way, but we'll talk more about it. But anyway, with that, I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. I hope this helped you. And as always, keep your heads up. I'll see you next Monday. We got a big week ahead of us. Let's grind on our goals. Let's go after what we want to do. And I'll have some videos for you. See you guys. I winked under there, by the way.